So we're ready for marking the mortices now. So we have two stiles. The first thing to think about is getting the face side and face edges in the right place. Now again, if we think about the door, we have a glass rebate at the top and a groove in the bottom for the ply panel. So is there anything that we can get rid of in terms of any natural faults? There is an Arris knot on there, which could be removed by the rebate at the top of the door. So that's just something I've noticed straight away. And on this piece, pretty nice to be honest. There's not much of a blemish on it. The only bias is that this side is nice and clear and that side has two knots in. That could end up in the groove inside the door and that could end up in the rebate. So there's a tiny knot on there. So if I put that on that side of the door, then the groove would be there and the rebate would be there. So that's perfect for that. So a big face side mark on there, nice and big. I'll try and put it where the joints aren't going to go and then we don't have to do it twice if we remove it. So a nice big face side mark, face edge mark, something like that. And then we know there's no getting mixed up. This one again, the only natural defect I can find is this small Arris knot there. So I'm going to make that the corner of the rebate. So again, in the middle of the daylight lines there again, face side mark, face edge mark. Okay, so how do we start marking out? Top, middle and bottom joint. We've already set out the three joints. So with the timber on the drawing, you'll notice that we can still see where the mortise is on that side, and then on the inside we can see where the mortise starts and stops, and then when the haunch starts and stops. So if we mark those lines on for every joint, and then we'll make sure we've got a matching pair. Okay, so while the stile is there, I'm going to mark all the mortices and haunches on there. So I know that's a mortise, that's a mortise, that's a haunch, that's a haunch. That's the stile marked out. That's all we need to do for now. So we have mortise and haunch on the face edge. We have mortise, a haunch and a mortise, and at the bottom we have two mortises and two haunches. On the other side we only have two mortises and one mortise. Okay, so we've marked one side, checked it back on the drawing, everything's okay. We're not going to do the same on the other side now. We're going to mark the second side off the first side and then we get a matching pair. So to do that, we need to make sure we have a left hand and a right hand side for the door. So of course, they would be two face side marks facing each other. So if I put that one on its edge that I've already marked, if I bring that one over there, so now I have two face edges facing each other, then we should get a pair. I just need to cramp them together now to make sure they don't move while I'm marking them out. Okay, so I'll just get some sacrifice pieces. Okay, so that allows us to mark this out now. Pencil on the line, move it up to the line. The reason I've turned this combination square around is because when you get near the end of the timber, you've not got much support there to make sure that that's square. So if you just flip it over the other side, you can use that side of the blade. It's a bit better, okay? Now I'm away from the end, I can go back to the normal way. That makes sense. 2 mortices, 2 haunches, the haunches at the bottom corner. So as a double check for that one, your haunch on the top should be on the top corner, and the haunch in the middle should be in the centre between the 2 tenons, okay? So don't let that cramp off now. Flip that over to the other side and repeat the process.